Welcome back to 60 Thoughts. In this video lecture, we will discuss one of the interesting real-life applications of small sample test for double mean problems by using testing of hypothesis concept. Two random samples gave the following results. So here we have two different sample. One is capital A, another one is B. They given sample size 10, 12, sample mean values which is nothing but 15, 14 and the sum of square of deviation from the mean 90 and 108. So using this data, we are going to verify whether the sample comes from in normal population or not. Okay. So how to identify your problem belongs to small sample test for double mean means first we verify sample size value. So here we see here we have two sample size are is strictly less than 30. Okay. So therefore your problem belongs to small sample test and also the given all values are 2 times. Okay. So therefore your problem belongs to small sample test for double mean problems. So first we write the given values. So what is given? First we consider sample sizes, that is n1 equal to 10 and n2 equal to 12, and also the given sample mean which is denoted by what? X bar. So here we have two different sample means one is x1 bar, that is equal to 15 and x2 bar equal to 14, and also the given sum of square of deviation from the mean which is nothing but we consider sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square and sum of x2 minus x2 bar whole square, that is nothing but sum of square of deviation from the mean. So what is the two values? One value we consider sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square equal to 90 and second one is 108. So these three values are given values, right? So using these three value, we are going to write step number 1. So what is step number 1? We define the null hypothesis. It is denoted by H naught from mu1 equal to mu2. Okay, so here we don't know what is normal population values. Therefore, we consider general notation mu1 equal to mu2. And second one, the alternate hypothesis, that is H1 from mu1 not equal to mu2. Our problem belongs to two-tailed test. Okay, so we should know how to identify problem belongs to two-tailed test or one-tailed test. Suppose you don't know how to identify, please refer my previous video lecture, one-tailed and two-tailed test videos. Okay, so what is step number 2? Step number 2, we write level of significance. So here the level of significance is 5%. That one also not mentioned. In case they are not mentioned, we consider a standard level is 5%. Step number 3, we find a t value. So we know that the test statistics is t equal to x1 bar minus x2 bar by square root of n1 s1 square plus n2 s2 square by n1 plus n2 minus 2 into 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. At present we know what? N1, n2 value we know, x1 bar, x2 bar also we know. We don't know what is s1 square, s2 square value, right? So we find s1 square, s2 square value, then substitute in equation 1, we get a obtained value of t, right? And also we know that what square, s1 square is nothing but 1 by n1 into sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square, s2 square is nothing but 1 by n of x2 minus x2 bar whole square, right? So what is x1 bar, x2 bar? That is given values. Okay, so using this formula we find s1 square and s2 square, right? So s1 square equal to 1 by n1 sum of x1 minus x1 bar whole square. We know this is given term. This term is called what? Sum of square of standard deviation from the mean value, that is 90 by n1 value and 10. So we get 9. S2 square equal to 1 by n2 sum of x2 minus x2 bar. We know second term answer is 108 by n2 value is 12. So using calculator, right? So substitute s1, s2, s1 square, s2 square value in equation number 1. So from 1 implies t equal to, what is x1 bar? That is 15. x2 bar value is 14 by square root of n1 value 10, s1 square 9 plus n2 12, s2 square 9 by n1 plus n2 minus 2 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So here n1 value 10, n2 value 12. So using equation 1 we get this expression. So now using a calculator we are going to simplify this expression. We get t equal to what? 0.74. Okay. This is called what? Obtained value. So we take modulus value. So modulus of t equal to 0.74, and also we find a degree of freedom for a double mean problem is what is formula? Gamma equal to n1 plus n2 minus 2. Right? What is n1? n1 value 10, n2 substitute here, 10 plus 12 22, 22 minus 2 you get 20. Okay. So what is step number 4? Step number 4 we are going to write a table value for degree of freedom is 20, right? So what is step number 4? Step number 4 we write a table value of given problem. So here the table modulus of t at 5% level of significance, the degree of freedom 20 is t alpha equal to 2.086. How to write value? By using statistical table value. Let us see how to write table. Okay, let us see how to write this value by using statistical table value. So here I am going to show how to write table value by using a t distributions. Okay, so this is called a t distribution table value. Our problem belongs to what? Two-tailed test at 5% level, right? What is degree of freedom for our problem? Our problem degree of freedom is 20. 20 for 5% degree of critical value is 2.086. So using statistical table value, we get a t alpha equal to what? 2.086. What is step number 5? Step number 5, we write conclusion using step number 3 and step number 4. Step number 3, it is called obtained. Step number 4, it is called table value, right? So here, modulus of t, which means the obtained value is 0.74. It is strictly less than the table value, that is t alpha equal to 2.086. Okay, so therefore H naught is accepted and H rejected, which means null hypothesis accepted and alternate hypothesis rejected. Okay, that is nothing but hence is not highly significant. Okay, that is the sample comes from the same populations, right? So I hope you are enjoying the session. Thank you.